Hi, Cail.
Hey, Mike.
So just talking about your play in various situations tonight. Obviously, you went 2 for 6 on the power play, but what did you think of your team's game at various different points in there, on the at even strength and on the PK?
At even strength in the first period, we just lost races. We lost races and battles, and the as a result, we were just chasing it. They were all over us. They were able to get onto the power play, and PK's been, it was solid last game, but I wouldn't say it. It struggled tonight a bit in terms of just being able to. There was a couple real solid ones where we were able to deny lines, minimize their zone time, and then we had a couple where we were hemmed in quite a bit. And once you get hemmed in and they start recovering a lot of pucks, the guys get worn down. So I would stem it or sort of trace it back to our 5-on-5 game winning races and battles down low.
And obviously, a lot of penalties in the game, and you guys, ended up taking quite a lot. But do you think that was due to any like lack of discipline on the part of your guys, or just more a symptom of the way that the game was called?
There were some discipline issues for sure. There was a couple issues with discipline, and then some that were, in my opinion, weren't really penalties based on how the game looked. From my vantage point. Some I thought the play should have gone on, or else we should have had a big parade to the penalty box in terms of both sides. So some of those I don't think our guys were guilty in that sense, but we had a couple that were just careless, and we've talked about that. Like there's too many high penalty count or PK games going on lately. We got to take that down a notch and give our PK a chance.
Thank you.
Paige, go ahead.
Hi, Cail. Obviously, going into a series like this, you probably didn't get the results you would have hoped for. But what was your guys' goal going into this? What were you kind of expecting out of this series against Laval?
Well, we want obviously to have a great homestand, and so we definitely didn't get what we wanted out of this. And we knew Laval coming in as a really solid hockey team, and we knew it was going to be a battle. And there were some pretty close matches in terms of the play back and forth. But the bottom line is we didn't find a way to get a win in 4 games in our building against the same team. So it's not good enough for our team. I think they're pretty frustrated about that for sure. There's a lot of good character in that room, so I think that guys take that quite personally. And the only thing we can do is look in the mirror, figure out how we're going to get better on a daily basis. And now our attention has to turn to Belleville, but we'll have a chance at Laval soon.
For sure. And do you find that Laval compares to some of the competition you would see in the Pacific Division typically?
Not not exactly. The bulk of the teams that we see in the Pacific Division, I wouldn't say the play goes exactly like it does against Laval. I think I give Laval credit in terms of their ability to protect the middle in their zone, their ability to stay above and check tight. I think they do a really good job with that. We've played some teams that have been that style, but in the out west in California, there's been a lot of really high-paced games. There might be a little bit more offense, and that's why I think it's great for us. This is really good for us to be able to get in against teams like Laval and Manitoba that really lock it down and stay on top of you and do a good job with that. So I think it's a good opportunity for our young guys.
Awesome. Just one more question from me. What is going to be your guys' main focus going into the road trip now?
Well, we had a good start on the road, so we want to make sure we get back to that. I think our focus is to try to, obviously you want to turn the page here, and you want to make sure that you've got a good start on the road, and we are in a good position still. We don't like this last set of games that we've played in terms of the results, but all you can do is focus on the next most important thing, which is what we talk about in terms of what do we need to get ready for now. And we'll take our lessons out of this, and we'll be ready to roll and make sure we get off to a good start on the road.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes, Coach. Having gone through those 4 games with Laval, is this a chance for you to show your club this is the first place standard in the division, and this is what we have to try to live up to?
Well, yeah, I think so. Like we both came in sort of on top of the pile at the beginning of the week, and now obviously we've got to say, all right, if we want to be the best team in the division, we got to find a way to beat this team. We got to find a way to match them, and I think it's a really good challenge for us. So you're exactly right, Patrick.
And then as far as your home schedule, you have a limited home schedule. Is there a little bit more of a sense of urgency to make the most of these home dates, because you've played so few games at home this season?
Yes and no. I think these guys, they approach it like we play so few games in general that they're all in on all the games. And I think that they were, we had our struggles here, but the guys they're engaged and they want to win hockey games and they want to win at home. And will we focus really hard on those next 3 games that we're at home for? Totally. But at the same time, I do think that whether it's home or road, with having an only 30-game schedule, I think they're pretty invested in all of them.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, just a couple of player status and personnel questions from me. So Dimitri got a bit of a promotion tonight onto that line with Luke Philp and Emilio.
Yep.
And what do you think what did you see out of that new combination tonight after the shakeup?
There's some speed definitely by both wings there. Luke Philp was a natural center and all the way up through here, so it's a good opportunity to give him some reps in the middle, and make sure that we can continue to develop him as a sort of double threat player in terms of being a winger and a center. So I think that's important. Peterson, I thought had a strong effort considering he was battling hard out there. Zavgorodny, I think, is coming along. Like, he's a young man finding his way through pro, and I think that he's learning how to play. This was a tight checking series. There's not a lot for free out there, and I see him getting in the middle of things more and more, which is a positive.
Okay, and on the broadcast, Jordan Sigalet was talking to Rob Kerr about Tyler Parsons being cleared and coming to Calgary, and I was just wondering if you had any update on sort of a timeline for his quarantine process.
I don't have an update for you on that. I know he's getting through it, but I'm not sure on the exact date there.
Okay, and I was just wondering if you had any update further to what the team announced today about Martin Pospisil?
No further update.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And the last player that I just want to ask about, one of my scout friends was talking to me about Noah King, and I was just wondering what you guys see with him off the ice and in practice, and when he might get into a game.
Good question. We'd love to get him into a game. We got a lot of quality defenders, and we've mixed a few guys in Coltrane Wilson and Greg Morrow, and Noah King is another guy that has been here. He's been working hard. He's been showing some good things in practice in terms of size, mobility, puck movement, and attitude. It's been a long battle for him here to not have played to date. So appreciate the character that he's showing to come and work hard every day. And, we need to see him in a game for sure, but certainly like the skills that he brings to the ice surface in terms of what we've seen in practice.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, any more for Cail? All right, I have one for you before we let you go, Coach.
Okay.
Today's game marks the halfway point of the regular season. Just how would you assess the progress that the team has made in the first 15 games?
Well, it's it's tough to give a real positive rating after you lose 4 in a row at home. So, but at the same time, if you sit back and take a breath, you think about the young team that we have and the start that we got off to, and some of the things that we're doing are pretty good. So I would say that I give us a little above average rating, but right now it's a bit suppressed, So I think have to appreciate like I said, I think with Patrick is we're getting challenged, and young guys are getting challenged, and that's a real positive. We have to look at that and be like, yeah, that's good for him. That's going to make him grow. That's going to make him better to help the Flames in the long run, to go through things like this, to go through really tight checking series and have to battle for things and be frustrated and learn how to overcome. So I think that I'm happy with our team, and I'm happy with the character that we've shown and the leadership that we've shown. And now in order to give us a high rating, we gotta get over that hump, and we gotta find a way to get it back on track and go from there.